Dave, thank you. And many in the Western New York community came together for ceremonies today. We also saw a visitor from the White House here in our region.
Channel 2's Claudine Ewing spoke with them one-on-one today, and she joins us live with more. Claudine.
You know, it is something that we saw here today. Officials from the city, the county, the state, as well as the federal government were here for this 2-year somber anniversary. So I had a chance to speak one-on-one with a representative from the White House.
One clear thing is that there's so many people in this country that are in crisis. And we've seen since 2019, violence has skyrocketed, whether it's hate-based, whether it's suicide or domestic violence or interpersonal violence. There are so many people that are in a moment of crisis, and we have to figure out how do we make sure that we get to them before tragedy strikes, whether that's with resources and support or whether that's with accountability, you know, removing the firearms from their home, making sure they don't have the tools to execute this. And that's one of the major changes we made. We added a new background check to make sure that if you're under 21, we check your mental health records and your juvenile criminal history records before you're approved to buy a gun. And to date, over 2,450 individuals have been denied. And the shooter that was here, if that law was in place, would have been denied that ability to purchase those guns that caused all this carnage.
How do we make the people feel safe? Today, people are feeling safe because they're in masses, they're here to observe. But tomorrow, they may say they don't feel safe.
We've invested $30 billion into public safety and community safety, and a lot of that is going directly to communities. How do we strengthen communities to be more resilient, to support each other before tragedy strikes and after tragedy strikes? And I will say that, you know, it's always hard to feel safe when we see so much loss in our communities, but things are turning around. Last year, we saw the steepest decline in homicides in American history, a 13% reduction. And we know that that's just the beginning. Right now, we're on pace for another 18% reduction. And we know those stats don't feel good, but that's real. Those are real lives that are saved. Those are real families that don't have to go through trauma. And we're going to keep leaning in on that effort, knowing that we got to help communities heal, but prevent future tragedies, and make sure that we're going to as many graduations as we've gone to funerals.
And you can see my entire interview by logging on to WGRZ.com. Live on Jefferson Avenue, I'm Claudine Ewing. We'll send it back inside to Scott and Mary Alice.